tow ropes and unload the cargoes brought from afar. The ship quietly docked. The youngster hoped the old man standing on the bridge had brought him the sublime gift, another book from a faraway land, a vestige of the distant shores traveled by merchant seamen. The ramp was lowered. Young Robert ran to it.
"Help me, wee boy,"
gurgled a tattooed stevedore, lumbering down the plank, burlap bag over his shoulder. The boy recognized the familiar stench of whiskey clinging to the man. This would be the last ship for a fortnight, and young Robert knew in 1 hour the very place he was standing would become dark and unsafe for the common man.
"Grandpa!"
he shouted. "Young Robert!" boomed the old man's unmistakable voice amidst the background noises of sailors celebrating their much-deserved shore leave. Down the ramp came the heavy body, then the bear hug. It was an exhilarating friendship between Grandpa and the boy. The old man's steel-gray eyes twinkled with a hint of excitement, and the boy felt the strong white beard scrape his peach-smooth face. There were a few more wrinkles, but it was the same old leathery face with the salty wide grin, the strong Dougherty chin, the black navy peacoat, which still needed a wash, the rough-hewn hands, and the strong smell of the sea about him. Without hesitation, young Robert grabbed his grandfather's duffel bag. He loved carrying it. It was the one manly joy, a way for the boy to say thanks for returning. Besides, he loved to guess what hidden treasures other than tobacco tins, pipes, and similar articles of the journey were weighing the bag down. Today he strained at the weight, but he was careful not to drag its precious cargo on the ground as the two of them walked together to the Lion's Head for Grandpa's ritual tankard of ale. Pub life was an interesting facet of everyday life in Port Glasgow, as it was in any Scottish town. Here a mixed turnout of men could gather for more than mere alcoholic imbibement. Conversation laced with tall tales from the high seas, and a game of darts was more the order of the day. It was not uncommon for the local constables to avoid this seaman's domain, for disagreements were often settled with a loud mouth and a hard fist. The ale and bitters had soundly been delivered. The old man's lips quickly inhaled a large share of its contents. Every fiber had relaxed when the booming voice called out, "Young Robert, me lad, hand me my bag." Across the table it went. Young Robert looked at his grandfather with boyish anticipation, knowing, predictably, what was about to happen. The old man withdrew the object, acting as though he had stumbled onto something found at that very moment. It was feigned surprise. Someone must have slipped this in at Yokohama. "Do you know what this says?" He eyed the characters on the cover of the book.
"No, Grandpa. Please tell me."
"It says in Japanese, Daiichi. Do you know what that means?" The boy smiled.
"No, Grandpa. Tell me."
"It means great one. Now, go fetch another ale, me boy." The child returned with the ale. "If your father had not been killed in the war, he would have sat down and read this to you, as I shall, tonight, after supper. Your father, God bless him, was a great one." The smell of leek broth and haggis permeated the air as the two of them entered Mrs. Glenfinnan's boarding house.
"Your grandson's been well taken care of, Mr. Dougherty. He's a fine lad, he is,"
she stated in her clipped fashion.
"What with the no murder, he's a well-behaved boy, and mind you, he has done well in school, he has."
"Has my young Robert taught you French yet?"
"Oh, heavens, no, Mr. Dougherty. Nae soul in this here village has the lad's talent."
Her crystal laugh shook her rounded belly like ripples in a brook. Shortly after dinner, the boy and his grandfather sat by the fireplace. A hand-carved briar and a bottle of port were brought out. As he opened the Japanese book to teach the young lad, he looked at the bookshelf and the many language books he had brought over the years. And then he looked long at the boy. "Young Robert,